Hello everyone, welcome back to another one of these videos here on Play on GAA. My name is Seamus Brady and I'm just going to react in this video to the news that MICHEÁL Donahue, the former Galway hurling manager, has just been named as Dublin's new hurling manager for 2023. He's coming in on a 3-year term. He's coming in with Francis Ford, Noel Larkin and Shane O'Brien in the backroom team. I'm just going to go through, do I think this is a good appointment? What do I think this means for Dublin hurling? And yeah, just my thoughts as a Dublin fan, what I'm thinking, what I'm looking forward to with this appointment. So, obviously with Donahue coming in, that was a bit from left field, to be honest. I didn't see that coming. I thought a potential shout for the Dublin job actually could have been Eddie Brennan, former Laois manager. You know, he's obviously moved to Coola, and I was just thinking maybe, just maybe, Eddie Brennan and Dublin could be a perfect match. There was also rumours flying around about Davy Fitz, but it has gone to MICHEÁL Donahue. Of course, very successful manager. He won the All-Ireland title with Galway in 2017. He won the Leinster titles in 2017 and 2018. He's an All-Ireland club winner as well with Clarenbridge in 2011. With that Galway team, you cannot deny he got the best out of Joe Canning. They had an excellent defence with Daithí Burke at full-back, Gerard McInerney at centre-back, Pádraig Mannion on the wing. He was up for Hurler of the Year in 2018, the year they lost in the final. He got the best out of likes of David Burke in midfield. Conor Cooney was outstanding. So you can't argue Donahue has pedigree. The only other thing that we have seen, though, is his last year in charge of Galway was 2019, and they had a stinker that year. They were knocked out at the Leinster Championship at the round-robin stage. They lost to Dublin in Parnell Park. That was the last time Donahue was at Parnell Park, and he left after 2019, replaced by Shane O'Neill. So I think that last year that Donahue has had, I think that has kind of clouded people's opinions on what he can actually do. He's been an analyst with the Sunday Game ever since. He has been a very, very good analyst. He's shown a lot that he knows his stuff. And obviously he does. I mean, he's All-Ireland winning coach. A lot of people will levy this at him that, oh, well, he had Joe Canning, he had Daithí Burke, he had Gerard McInerney, he had David Burke. Anthony Cunningham had those lads. He couldn't win. A lot of managers went to Galway and they had those players and they couldn't get the job done. So Donahue's the one that went and he's the one that got the job done. With Dublin, there is that thing of how far can we go? Because with Dublin, the biggest issue is all the good hurlers go and play football. I mean, even over the last year, Lee Gannon, exceptional hurler, he's gone to play football. Owen O'Donnell, the hurling captain, switched to football halfway through now. I know that Dublin hurling were out of the championship, but there's been no communication on what O'Donnell is doing next. Is he going to stick with the hurling, or stick with the football, sorry? Is he going to come back to the hurling? It's hard to tell because he didn't get any minutes in the football championship. So does Desi still want him there, or is he going to go back to the hurling? Because he definitely is more needed by the hurlers than he is by the footballers. The other issue is forwards. Dublin need forwards. We need an inside forward that can really threaten. Again, the same issue comes up. Con O'Callaghan is a forward like that in hurling. He's playing with the footballers. I think Dara Purcell from Kilmuckle Crokes, I think he's an outstanding talent. I think he could definitely be one. Ronan Hayes from Kilmuckle Crokes is the big one. He absolutely has the ability to be a marquee forward and to absolutely anchor that Dublin forward line. But over the last few years under Matty Kenny, his form has been so hit or miss. We've seen in the club championship how good he's been for Kilmuckle Crokes. We need to get the best out of him. Sean Curry from the Fianna, please God, put him in the team. How many times does Sean Curry have to play outstanding in the club championship to get a run in this Dublin team? Like, he scored 10 points from play in the Dublin club final and still didn't get nowhere near Matty Kenny's team, which baffled me. I don't understand what he has to do. He'd be straight in my team in a full forward line alongside Ronan Hayes and Donald Burke, also from the Fianna. A half forward line, I would say Keane Boland, I think, is a tidy wing forward. Chris Crummy and Danny Sutcliffe. Dublin don't necessarily have the most skilled players, so we need to focus on what we can do well. We need to focus on, you know, working hard, grinding the other team down, making them play our game, which is why a lot of people were looking to a Davy Fitz or someone like that, because he'd done it with Wexford, he'd done it with Waterford, done it with Clare. He grinded down teams that maybe weren't, you know, that they maybe weren't as talented as, but they made them play their game. Davy Fitz would have been a good fit for this, but I think Donahue can be as well. Galway did play their system under Donahue. They played their way. They had Canning around the midfield and he was shooting the lights out from there. They had Johnny Glynn in the forward line. Maybe you could look at Ronan Hayes and say maybe we could do something similar there. So I think it's definitely an interesting appointment. Definitely isn't the one that I saw coming, but I'm not disappointed in it. I think there's definite potential in this. I think Dublin could really do something here. Francis Ford and Noel Larkin, they were both in the backroom team with him when he won the All-Ireland with Galway. Shane O'Brien is an ex-Westmeath coach steeped in Dublin hurling. And then he's going to be the under-20 hurling boss as well, which means that there's continuity for these talented lads coming through the Dublin team, and hopefully more of them will pick hurling, because Dublin are a sleeping giant in hurling, absolutely a sleeping giant in hurling, because the ability that we have, you know, the amount of success that we've had at underage, minor and under 21 over the last few years, and all those lads that are so talented have just got to senior and then gone with the football instead. So if Donahue can kind of draw more of these lads away from football and to the hurling, I think Dublin could be a real force, because we've made Leinster finals, we've just fallen short. A lot of sides in Leinster, like Kilkenny, will be going through a transition first year without Brian Cody, obviously under Derek Ling. Galway as well, Henry Shefflin still implementing his ideas. Dublin might be able to make a bit of a burst here with Donahue in charge. He's got a 3-year term. I'm excited for it. Let's go. I've highlighted what I think he needs to sort out. The playing style. Who is he going to put in at centre-half back? He needs to get Owen O'Donnell back in the team for sure. And then we just need to get forwards. I think there's serious potential here. I'm looking forward to what happens. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And until the next one, take care.